What's up, guys? It's Brian from Hasher Hub. It's about 9:39 a.m. Eastern Time, January 26, 2018. We're coming to you with a brand new trading video. This one's going to be on Stellar Lumens. But first, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, upvote, re-steam, all greatly appreciated there. Get down to our Facebook page, get down to our Steemit page and or our D2 page. All the links are down below. Let's get right into it. I'm going to try to make this one pretty quick because I actually have an appointment to make too, a doctor's appointment. So don't worry, I'm going to live. All right, so it's been a few weeks, I think, since we made an update on Stellar Lumens. I believe when we made the last update, we were sitting somewhere around here, and we had an A, B, C, D, E. Let's make this a 1 hour chart so you guys can see a little bit more what's going on. Yeah, A, B, C, D, E. Now, what then happened, we bounced up from there, you know, pretty nicely, to say the least. That would have been a good trade. And where would have I gone ahead and put some trades in? So anytime the C happens, and then the D happens, and then it's like all hands on deck. You know, the siren is blowing. Okay, start layering in trades. And where I like to start layering in trades is kind of around where the E level will be. I am greedy in the sense that I want a good price. I want a good price, or I don't want the trade at all. So I would start layering and stuff like this. Possibly I may start layering, put one up here. But in the market that we're in right now, where things are selling off, I would not necessarily, the way in which I would adjust my trading is I would not necessarily start getting in around the D level. Before, when everything was super bullish, yes, I would. I didn't like it, but I would get in around kind of the D level, put some trades down here, here, and here as well. So, but now since everything's kind of selling off, obviously due to Bitcoin, this is the way in which I'm adjusting everything, because I want to adjust my risk level. I want to make sure my risk tolerance is in check. I want to make sure you're sleeping soundly. So, yeah, so it made the E, it popped up from here, and it made this this top right here. So what do? Anytime we see a second top like that, we start drawing. And what do we see? We have a line coming down like this. We have a line coming down like this. And we start looking like we're having a triangle. Okay, so once this happened here, this triangle here, I was thinking maybe we would have an ABC correction, especially once it ran back up again to kind of this level right here. And then we had this C. So we have A, you can see the A right here. It's being hidden by the E. A, B, C. Correction. Okay, 3, 3, 5. And yeah, this worked out beautifully. It came down here, and once it came down here, and this is a kind of an obvious, I think we even spoke about it on our last, if I remember correctly, kind of obvious place in where the market would end. You see a lot of congestion right here, a lot of support resistance, and you see right here these tops. So it would make sense that the market would stop right here. It also happens to be a great place to draw this line. Okay. So market is sold off here, and then you know you have this line here, you have this line here. And it's like a channel. Not like a channel. It is a channel. It's a huge bearish flag. Excuse me, bullish flag, as far as I'm concerned. It's an enormous one. So it tells me that, you know, there may be some bullish sentiment. So boom, what happens? The market shoots up from here. And, you know, it's being tempered by Bitcoin. Obviously, we know what's going on with Bitcoin. Right, Bitcoin's selling right off. This doesn't make sense. You go to my Bitcoin videos, and then you must be kind of new to our videos. So, and if you're new to our videos, sign up to our page, etc., etc. As I said in the beginning, and I will say again in the end. So, what do we have now? So we have, you know, we had this, you know, this bullish flag. The market ran up, and the market ran up to here. And this is kind of like a head fake for the bulls. If you're a bull and you believe that this triangle here is really what's going on in the market, then you would start looking for closes around here, and then you start buying over here and using this as a type of confirmation. But it didn't happen, right? So, and what happens? It stopped right here. So anytime this happens, I always try to look, well, does this level even make sense? Like, what else is going on? Don't just dismiss it. Oh, it was the market did a head fake. More times than not, it's not just a head fake. Remember, the market can trade in various different forms at the same time. Okay, so just because we have this line here drawn as a triangle doesn't mean that the market's going to stop here. It also doesn't mean that the market won't stop here, right? But it also doesn't mean that the market's not going to do a head fake out of here and run to another level. That kind of makes sense. And this level does make sense. This level right here is 0.647, call it 648. And you go across, oh, all these tops over here, made sense. The market tested this line quite a bit here, over here, and over here. And even over here, look at this. It wicked up right here. So, this is a line that makes sense, and we're going to continue this line throughout time until the market eventually runs up. Hopefully it doesn't run down, but hopefully it runs up, and where it doesn't, make sense to even, pay attention to this. But in the meantime, it does make sense to pay attention. So the market then came down, and where did it come down to? Aha! It came down to these levels here. Another level that would also make sense for it to run down to. Okay? And so this is another level that we're going to be moving out sideways. So what's happening now? What exactly is happening now? What's happening now is the market here for Stellar Lumens is in a bind. This is actually Stellar USD, Poloniex. The market is in a bind. And why? Because it's bound by this upper line, this lower line, and then we have these triangles all over the place. So it's got to make a decision. It's at a decision point. Is it going to go up? Is it going to go down? Is it going to go sideways? Is it just going to ignore all this? I don't think it's going to ignore all this. It's going to do something. My bet would say, unless Bitcoin decides to run up, this is going to take a direction of kind of coming back down again. All right. So, yeah, I mean that kind of makes sense to us. Hopefully, it makes sense to you. Another thing I want to show is in the sense of fractals. Okay, I didn't draw them out. My mistake. I apologize. But you see here. Okay, I'm going to show you like basically from here to here. Okay, is one pattern, and then from here to here is another pattern, right? This is another pattern right here. This is another fractal right here, okay? You also see it a bit over here. Okay, so what can we say? Do we see it over here? Not so much. Not so much. A little bit. It looks like a mini one, possibly, but where it differs is that this peak is higher than this peak. Or it's about the same, whereas here, the left peak was higher than the right peak, and same thing here. Left peak was higher than the right peak. So it may not be the same. May not be the same thing. If this peak was a little bit lower, I would say it probably is another fractal, and then I would say more decisively that the market's going to run down. But it still doesn't mean that it's not a fractal of these. But what I would say again, it's obviously all dependent on Bitcoin running up. If Bitcoin runs up, I'd imagine this is going to run up too, and on a pretty high basis. This is I would call a high beta crypto with respect to Bitcoin. And if you don't understand what beta is, go ahead and take a look at it, Google it, look at a Vistapedia or some other site that be able to give you information regarding that, like Wikipedia or something like that. So I do believe that as Bitcoin will run, this will run too. But as Bitcoin comes down, yes, obviously this will probably come down too, but not to the same extent. So that's what we got going on for right now. These are the levels that I believe the market will adhere to, at least for the near term. And yeah, happy trading. And let us know if you have any questions. Speak to you guys soon. Thanks.